Right now, an update to a story of a Madison woman who had a massive bus stop dug right out of her front yard.
And a city worker with questions after he says he was asked to remove his hat, showing his support for the president.
Plus, it's good night Beantown as the Bucks put the Celtics out of their misery tonight in Milwaukee.
From the Channel3000.com Alert Center, this is News 3 Now at 10.
Thank you for joining us tonight. Last week, we told you about Monica Johnson, a woman in Madison who came home to find a spot for a bus stop dug out of her front yard. She said she didn't know what was happening because the city did not inform her.
She made a plea to Madison Metro for them to move it. And today, Metro and the other agencies involved made their decision. Our Amy Reed updates us on the story. Amy?
Yeah, this decision is coming a couple days later than they originally told us on Friday, but after discussions with her alder, the mayor's office, and the engineering division with the city, Madison Metro made up their mind, and I was with Monica when she found out.
The news seemed to match the weather.
Yes, bye.
Okay. It came on a phone call.
It doesn't sound, they said they have the right of way. It doesn't matter what is right if they have the right of way.
The bus stop is here to stay.
I felt duped. I felt like they weren't working on a plan to work with me or help me. I felt like they were using that time so that they could cover their own butt.
After deliberations with city engineering, District 10 Alder Zachary Hennick, and Madison Metro, the mayor signed off today, saying this spot in front of Monica Johnson's window and front door is the safest place for it, thanks in part to it being directly across the street from the sidewalk. And the city is within their rights, given the public right-of-way here is 14 feet in. It's just not good enough reasoning to Monica.
Just because you can do something doesn't mean you should do it. And because you have the right of way, it doesn't make it right.
The city did make some concessions, making the spot smaller. We measured the new size, 7 feet in by 20 feet wide, about half what it was before. And Monica won't be charged for it, but that's not the way she sees it.
This is money out of my pocket, tens of thousands of dollars potentially. I want an acknowledgement that they realize they are hurting me financially.
She sees this as a devaluation of her property, though that's not something we could verify. But she plans to fight. She says as long as this rain continues and they can't set it in stone, she might have a chance.
I hope this isn't done. I know that he sounded very final and like it was done. But in my mind, it can't be because it's so grossly unfair. This can't be the end.
This bus pad isn't the first in the city, and it won't be the last. Common Council passed a resolution giving Metro 5 years to convert all bus stops to ADA-compliant pads, which means this conversation in Monica's front yard could be coming to a bus stop near you. And we did reach out to the city on this, but they did not want to comment.
We will see if it's over from here on out. Amy Reed, thank you very much.
Thank you, Amy. The rain and thunderstorms will continue tonight. Meteorologist Dana Fulton has our first alert forecast. Hi, Dana.
Hey, thankfully, the heaviest rainfall has slid through already on the eastern edge of the state right now. Now, we do have the chance for a few more scattered showers and potentially an isolated thunderstorm or two, but most of that heavy rainfall is over towards Milwaukee. And as we look through the Midwest, it's a clear line of storms that has been crossing through Wisconsin and now through Illinois. Also a clear cutoff with those temperatures. A warm front just south of the state has a pretty stark temperature gradient for us. 52 in Madison, but 71 still in Springfield, 52 also in Des Moines, where that cooler area is. We're going to warm up steadily overnight. Our temperatures actually climbing as we head into tomorrow morning. 55 in Janesville currently, and 52 in Mineral Point and in Platteville, with a breeze right now coming from the southeast that will steadily switch to become a more southwesterly flow by tomorrow morning. It won't be too windy outside. Wind speeds from 6 to 12 miles per hour overnight, but we do still have that alert day in the forecast through the rest of the evening, just because we have the chance for a few more showers and potentially a few more isolated thunderstorms overnight. By tomorrow, these showers will come to an end and the sun will return by Friday and the weekend. We'll take a closer look at what's ahead for the next few days in just a few minutes.
All right, Dana, thank you. And the National Weather Service is warning communities in southwestern Wisconsin to watch out for mudslides and falling rocks. They say the water-soaked ground there, paired with even more rain, will lead to runoff. Leaders in Darlington say this is what's already happening along the Pecatonica River and that this could have long-lasting impacts for future floods. The Milwaukee Bucks are moving on to the Eastern Conference Finals for the first time in 18 years, taking down the Boston Celtics in Game 5 tonight.
It played out in front of the home crowd at Fiserv Forum, and that's where our Melissa Kim is right now. Hi, Melissa.
Hey guys, yeah, after watching how the Bucks have played in these last 4 games, it's honestly hard to believe that they lost Game 1. Giannis was on point again tonight, and the Bucks getting good production off the bench from George Hill. And the Celtics, honestly, at times they looked like they wanted their season to be over because, well, look at this here. The effort was just not there, especially in the second half. Like, how many times did the Bucks get to the ball there before anyone on the Celtics did? But Giannis, again, 28 points, 8 rebounds, playing a monster game once again. Emphatic dunks to light up the crowd. And Chris Middleton, 19 points, 8 rebounds, and the Bucks, 7 guys in double figures. Again, George Hill with a strong game off the bench for the 4th straight game, 16 points for him. And on the other side, the Bucks working hard on defense, limiting Kyrie Irving. He was 6 of 21 from the field. And after the game, Brad Stevens telling reporters that the Bucks are one hell of a team. Now, the Bucks are heading to the Eastern Conference Final for the first time since 2001. They will await the winner of the Raptors and 76ers. Toronto leads that series 3 games to 2. And one really cool thing to see here tonight was all the support from the other teams in Wisconsin. Christian Yelich was here. Ron Dane was here once again. Aaron Rodgers, Ryan Braun, Craig Counsell. So really a wonderful time to bring everyone together in the world of Wisconsin sports so far this year, guys.
Melissa Kim live at Fiserv Forum. Melissa, thank you.
Next at 10, a big change for the Madison School District as Superintendent Jennifer Cheatham announces she is stepping down to take a job at Harvard. That's what's next for her, but what about the school district? Well, she will stay on until the end of August. The school board will then vote on an official replacement. Recently elected board member Ananda Murilli says she is open to hiring someone from within who knows the complexities of the district and has already established relationships.
I think there is something to say about that. That is really critical. That I feel like I definitely have a strong opinion about, like, you know, if this is the direction that the board would go, like that, it would be something that I would definitely support.
An interim superintendent is expected to be named by the end of this month.
A trial kicked off today for the 2nd suspect in a deadly shooting outside of a Southside Madison gas station. Demetrius Reeves is charged with first-degree intentional homicide and attempted first-degree homicide following the shooting at the 7-Eleven just off the Beltline in August of 2017. Another man, Curtis Langlois, was already sentenced to life in prison for his role in the shooting. One of the accused gunmen in the suburban Denver school shooting was in court this afternoon. He is facing murder and attempted murder charges. 18-year-old Devin Erickson kept his head down for the majority of the court appearance. Police say he and a second suspect, identified as a juvenile female, opened fire on fellow students at the STEM school Tuesday with at least 2 handguns. 18-year-old Kendra Castillo died and 8 others were wounded.
The Republican-led Senate Intelligence Committee has subpoenaed President Trump's eldest son, Donald Trump Jr. They want to know more about his claim to have just limited knowledge of an ultimately aborted plan to build a Trump Tower in Moscow. It is unknown if he plans to fight it. Also today, the Judiciary Committee voted to hold Attorney General William Barr in contempt of Congress for not complying with a subpoena to turn over the full Mueller report. Today's hearing comes after negotiations broke down between Democratic Chair Jerry Nadler and the Department of Justice over the release of the report and the underlying materials. The decision could set up a fight that could land on the steps of the U.S. Supreme Court. A City of Madison employee says he feels singled out after he was told not to wear a Make America Great Again hat at work.
But the city said it's a bit more complicated than that. Jamie Perez spoke with the man and the city to find out what's allowed and what's not. Jamie?
So the man that I spoke with has actually worn this hat for a couple of months now, but only recently did it start to become an issue. I spoke with him about his perspective, but I also spoke to the assistant city attorney about the rules around political attire at work.
And I know the rules. I wanted them to apply the rule equal for everybody.
Felix Caraballo has worked for the city of Madison for more than 20 years. You might remember him from the story we did in March, the friendly neighborhood street cleaner.
It's teaching me how to be patient with people.
A couple of months ago, he started wearing his Make America Great Again hat to work. He said it wasn't until last week that it became an issue.
Told me if I use it, I will be disciplined.
Caraballo questioned the department's ethics after he said his management told him people could wear pins that support Medicare for all, but he could not wear his MAGA hat.
Federal opinion specifically states that Make America Great Again material is our campaign materials.
Assistant City Attorney Steve Briss said the rules are clear in the city's ethic code. It states no employee shall wear or display any campaign material while on duty. The pins that Caraballo sees people wearing are not considered campaign material, but Briss says they support a concept, not a candidate.
That Medicare for All is a policy position that some people have taken. I don't think it's particularly a campaign position of one particular candidate alone.
But Caraballo says he doesn't feel he's supporting a candidate. By wearing this hat, you're not trying to endorse any candidate, you're just supporting the concept that's on your hat.
I support the United States of America. Donald Trump is the president of the United States. When Obama was the president, I support Obama because it's the president from the United States. I don't care who the president is. I'm always going to be that way. I'm going to support, and I wanted the president to do the best for the country.
Brist went on to say, had President Trump not announced his run for candidacy in 2020, Caraballo could wear the hat. Another exception.
Well, if somebody had a hat that was blue and said Make America Great, that might not be an issue.
From Caraballo's perspective, the Medicare for All pins endorse presidential candidate Bernie Sanders. While Briss says otherwise, he also said that should that become someone's campaign slogan,
If it does become associated with one particular candidate or one particular political point of view, then it would be inappropriate to wear at work.
Caraballo said he stopped wearing the hat at work, but hopes the same rules are applied to the other side of politics should it come down to that.
Jamie Perez reporting tonight. Jamie, thank you. Still ahead tonight, why Madison City's golf courses are struggling.
Plus, a sneak peek inside Madison's soon-to-be public market. We will check out tonight's open house when we return.
Welcome back. Walmart is raising the age to buy tobacco to 21 starting July 1st. The move comes after concerns from health officials about e-cigarettes getting into the hands of minors and encouraging nicotine addiction. Walmart also plans to stop selling fruit-flavored e-cigarette products to hopefully ward off younger users.
Google is unveiling a new and less expensive version of its popular Pixel smartphone. The announcement was made this week at Google's yearly developer conference out in California. The Pixel 3a costs $399. That's half as much as the original product. In addition to that, Google is adding more carrier options, including Sprint, T-Mobile, and U.S. Cellular. Prior to that, their phones were only available on Verizon. People are getting a first look tonight at what to expect from the city's new public market.
The project is still a couple years from completion, but today the city and foundation hosted an open house. This is the current Fleet Services building at the intersection of East Johnson and 1st Street on the Near East Side. Tonight, people could give their feedback on the designs, which the city is hoping to have finalized by the end of summer. The entire project should be completed by 2021.
We're full steam ahead. We have a great partnership between the Public Market Foundation, the nonprofit that will operate the market, and the City of Madison, who's developing the market. All of the pieces are coming together.
For any interested vendors, White says there will be 35 to 45 spaces available. The vendor selection process will begin at the start of next year.
Madison's night market returns to downtown tomorrow night. Gilman Street will be shut down tomorrow night for the 3rd annual event. It features vendors, arts and crafts, pop-up restaurants, drinks, and live music. The market runs once a month through September. Madison's public golf courses took on historic losses last year, and Madison city officials are now moving to make some changes. The courses lost over $860,000 last year. According to parks officials, the golf courses bring a lot of value to city residents, but now it is impossible to ignore the financial implications. In response, Mayor Satya Rhodes Conway created a golf task force to look at options like closing courses, reducing the number of holes, and subsidizing golf with taxpayer funds. You know, better weather might help too. If we can get like a few more weeks, maybe in April to play, but we're dealing with a very chilly day out there today.
Things got really backed up for us. It, again, feels like we're backing up a little bit to March. Today, very cold outside, very windy and very rainy. Tomorrow will still be a little cool, but thankfully not nearly as chilly. Today, we barely hit a high of 50. In fact, that's where we were at just about an hour ago. So our temperatures are climbing overnight. Our official high for the day, and I say that with air quotes, because right now we're at 52 degrees, and that's what our high is. And over the next few hours, we're actually going to watch our temperatures climb. So that high temp is probably going to continue to go up all the way up until midnight for us. We started the day off close to 40, a little lower than average, low of 44, but not too bad outside early in the morning, just windy and cool. Right now we have the heaviest rainfall on the eastern side of the state, that heavy band passing through Madison just a few hours ago. We aren't expecting that heavy line of showers to come through again overnight, but we're not ruling out the chance for a few more scattered showers and isolated thunderstorms overnight and by tomorrow morning. As far as rainfall totals so far, everybody picking up just about 1/4 of an inch. These areas where it is a lighter blue color, closer to about 3/4 of an inch in some isolated spots in central Wisconsin, anywhere from 1 inch to 1.5 inches so far with that accumulation. And we're going to pick up just a little bit more tonight. We do have a warm front to the south that is rising, and that's why our temperatures are going to warm up over the next few hours. By tomorrow morning, early in the day, that's when we're going to hit our high temperature for your Thursday, and then a cold front swings through behind it, and our temps fall throughout the day on Thursday. So our schedule here as far as hitting our afternoon highs, it's a little off right now, but we are going to have those fronts come through for us throughout the overnight hours. By tomorrow morning, we have the chance for a few more scattered showers tomorrow, but the rain chances are mainly in the morning. Cloudy skies throughout the afternoon, and by Friday morning, we have a variably cloudy sky, and it gradually will become partly sunny outside. So we finally get some sun back in the forecast. Our severe weather potential is now well to the south for us. We're not looking at any strong storms sliding through this evening. Temperatures, again, continuing to climb all the way into tomorrow morning. By tomorrow morning, we'll actually be close to 60, and then that cold front slides through, and our temperatures fall through the 50s through the afternoon. By Friday morning, we'll fall into the upper 30s for our overnight lows, and then Friday afternoon, we'll be back in the upper 50s, but that's going to come along with some sunshine and not nearly as windy conditions for us. Rainfall totals may add on a few hundredths of an inch, if that, overnight and for tomorrow morning. So not a lot of rain sliding through overnight and tomorrow, but you may still see a few more scattered showers. The eastern side of the state still picking up a little more rain, as that's where the heavy band is currently. Thankfully, tomorrow afternoon won't be nearly as windy outside. Still a little breezy. Those wind gusts could get into the upper teens. That overnight low of 48, that was a few hours ago. That's as low as it was going to get. Again, continuing to climb overnight. We hit 59 early in the day, and then our falling temperatures will slide on down throughout the afternoon. By Friday, we have sunshine, upper 50s for Friday, in the 60s by Saturday and Sunday with partly sunny skies. So for both days, really the weekend doesn't look too bad for us right now. Our shower chance is going to steadily develop overnight on Saturday and linger into Sunday. So we do have a slight chance for showers on Sunday, but temperature-wise, we'll be in a much better place. By next week, we're in the upper 60s, and we do have another chance for rain that starts to knock on the door by Tuesday. But we at least have a few days of dry weather, and that dry stretch is going to be really nice for us. We just need to give the ground an opportunity to dry up a little bit.
I think I speak for mothers everywhere here. We want a nice, dry, sunny Sunday.
Absolutely,
So,
absolutely. We could send everybody outside then,
yeah,
right?
that would be nice.
That would be ideal.
Thank
so
you.
Have it back. We're good.
Thank you.
Thanks, Dana. All right, coming up, we're going back to Fiserv Forum where the Bucks have finished off the Celtics. They're moving on to the Eastern Finals. The highlights coming up.
Everything seemed to be going right for the Bucks going into Game 5 against the Celtics. The Bucks could wrap up the series at home with a win, and for the first time since March, Malcolm Brogdon was back in their lineup. Giannis had a fairly quiet night with just 20 points, but everybody else stepped up. Chris Middleton has his ups and downs in the series, but he made that three that helped the Bucks to a 13-point lead at half. Second half, Giannis was happy to just let everyone else get the spotlight. Eric Bledsoe scored 18. Yeah, we got to have one Giannis highlight, I guess. The steal and windmill dunk. The Bucks are going to the Eastern Conference Finals for the first time since 2001. 116-91 the final, 7 Bucks in double figures. The Celtics couldn't shoot straight. They were 7 of 39 from three-point range. Bucks in 5. Let's go to Milwaukee. Kevin Lewis has our post-game report from Fiserv Forum.
The Bucks played what they preach. Serious defense from start to finish. The Deer held the Celtics to 19, 20, and 23 points apiece in each of the first 3 quarters and put this thing away fairly early. Milwaukee held Boston to 31% shooting overall, just 18% from beyond the arc.
We talk about defense, every day, every film session, and I just think that the way we guarded, the way we covered for each other, the commitment that was on the defensive end just sets the tone for us. And now we got to take a couple days and start getting ready for whoever it is that's next, and keep the same focus, keep the same hunger.
It's amazing. It was a team effort. I think we came out. We did not mess around with the game. We came, we did our job. We defended. We moved the ball. That's why we were able to close the game.
Now, the president, Malcolm Brogdon, played in his first game action since March 15th. 10 points, 4 assists in 17 minutes. Not too bad coming off of a right foot injury. The Bucks now in the conference finals for the first time in 18 years. They're waiting on Toronto and Philly. That game in Philadelphia tomorrow, game 6. Toronto has a 3-2 lead in that series. Jay, hashtag Bucks in 5. I know you're big on the social medias. There you go. Back to you in Madison.
I'm all about the Twitter. Thanks, Kevin. A couple of weeks ago, the Brewers lost 6 of 7, but with this afternoon's win against the Washington Nationals at Miller Park, they've now won 6 straight. Today, the Brewers completed a sweep of those Nationals with a 7-3 win. Christian Yelich hit his 16th homer. Mike Moustakas and Manny Pena also homered as the Brewers went 8-2 on the homestand. Day off tomorrow before they visit the Cubs at Wrigley Field Friday afternoon. Tonight, the Cubs beat the Marlins 3-2 in 11 in Wrigley. Wisconsin's Kayla Conwent named the Big Ten Softball Player of the Year today. Conwent is the first Badger to win an individual Big Ten softball award ever. She led the Big Ten in batting at .479. She had 15 homers, drove in 50 runs this season. Wisconsin opens the Big Ten tournament tomorrow morning at 11 in Bloomington, Indiana, against Iowa. And former Packers general manager Ted Thompson has been suffering from an autonomic disorder, which is why he needed to step away as the Packers GM. An autonomic disorder is a degeneration of parts of the nervous system. Thompson says he does not fit the profile of someone suffering CTE. Thompson played in the NFL for 10 years. And we'll be right back.
Dana's back with a final check.
So we're looking at scattered showers overnight and into your Thursday morning. The potential for a few isolated thunderstorms, but again, it's really mainly in the morning. We'll hit that afternoon high in the morning also, and then temperatures will fall during the day. Partly sunny skies for Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, and temperatures becoming a little more mild by the weekend as well. We'll be back in the 60s for the weekend.
Dana, thank you. And thank you for joining us for News 3 Now at 10.
Do something good, and we'll see you back here tomorrow.